What's your name?
My name's Mario Yude. Yeah.
Where was you born?
Yeah, I was born on the secret island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic Ocean.
Where's that?
It's in the middle of the Atlantic. It's in between South Africa and Brazil.
So you're African, yeah?
Yeah, half African, half Brazilian. I'm mixed race.
Oh, mixed race. All right then. So did you go to school?
Yeah, I went to school back at home. I came here in the UK when I was 16 and a half years old.
16 and a half years?
Yeah, I joined the army.
Wow. How's life back home though?
Life back home is tough, you know.
Tough, yeah.
Yeah, but it's peaceful and happy, you know.
Yeah, I can relate because I came to this country when I was like 13.
Even though you know, people aren't like rich, they're always got a smile on their face, you know.
Yeah. So you left your country to join the army?
Yeah,
the British Army.
Yeah, the British Army when I was 16 and a half years old. Yeah.
How was life in the army?
Tough when I first came here, obviously because it was on the breach of everything, you know. It was on the fall of Saddam Hussein. It was in the middle crisis. Probably the worst place to be for racism. It was one of the worst times ever, roughly.
There's a lot of racism in the army?
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Definitely,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did so.
I didn't know that. Yeah. So, have you left the army now?
Yeah, I left the army in 2014. After leaving the army, I was still attached. I was a contractor as a chef.
A chef?
Yeah.
So you can cook food, yeah?
Yeah, I've got an MVQ City and Girls professional catering. Yeah.
So was you on the front line?
Yeah, I was for my job on the battlefield. We used to dig the trenches, because I was a pioneer. That was my job on the battlefield.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'll be in the kitchen cooking.
All right. So when you're in the army, it doesn't matter if you're a chef. Everything you just have to.
Yeah, obviously everyone's got a job on the battlefield. So when it's when there's a battle going on and it's tools down and you've got a different job.
Oh, that's good. That I always wanted to be in the army, but I think I'm too scared.
Yeah. Yeah. I was actually scared of dying because I was scared of dying for like something that I wasn't sure about what I was dying for.
Yeah.
Because like there was a war going on that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
No.
Wow. That's scary, that. Yeah. Well, thanks for serving the country, though.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
What made you join the army?
I was obviously I grew up on an island. After 16 years of being on a small island, I knew everyone, so and everyone knew me. I just wanted to go somewhere different.
Yeah.
But it was paradise. Most people would have stayed there, to be honest, you know, rather than leave.
Yeah. What's your favourite memories from the army? Like, what stands out? What did you enjoy most about it?
Probably meeting new faces and traveling the country, you know.
Yeah.
Always,
did you get to travel?
Yeah,
I
got to see pretty much the whole of the UK, just up and down, adventure training, all of that in the army. Yeah.
Have you got any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I've got 3 brothers, they're younger than me, and I've got a sister that's younger than me.
Well, in the UK?
Yeah, I've got my 2 brothers are here in London, and my sister is back home with my mum.
Yeah. I bet you miss it, especially.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So tell us about life leaving the army.
Life leaving the army was hard because obviously when you're in the army, you pretty much got everything paid for and everything that's done for you.
Yeah.
You know, you go to the cookhouse and you eat, you've got everything done, all expenses.
Yeah.
Well, when leaving it's a slap in the face, it's a wake-up call.
Okay.
You know?
Do you think the army support people when they leave?
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
They do support you after, like mentally.
Yeah, mentally they help you with the stress of becoming a civilian. You know.
Yeah. So because I've seen a lot of veterans coming back from war, and most of them they're literally like tormented, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
PTSD. You know?
Yeah, absolutely right. There will be something that's happened to him that's traumatized him for a bit, you know.
Yeah.
I had a friend that when he first shot someone, he was traumatized. He had to leave the army because he couldn't cope with the stress of waking up to him taking someone else's life.
Yeah. Wow, that's scary.
Yeah, that is. And I knew him as well. He was a tough guy, you know.
Tough guy.
Yeah, proper tough guy. It just broke him in the heart, you know.
Yeah. Wow. Because most of the veterans, when they leave the army, they fell into drugs. You know.
Yeah.
They fell into drugs. And why do you think is it though?
It's because obviously when they go abroad, they become more involved with drugs. You know, obviously heroin and class A drugs are spread all over the world, so
Yeah.
it's
So
easy
do
to
you
get in
think-
contact with.
Do you think because you're in the army, when you go abroad, it's easy, right, and cheap to get your hand?
Yeah,
use
definitely.
drugs.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot easier as well because you have links. You know, you have
All right. So
people that can.
most of them started using drug when they're on duty.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
you know,
before, yeah.
Because that's what most people they think about it. They think like, nah, it's been stressed. It's been because the thing that you seen, right? That's what they start taking drugs. But I didn't know this. Like when you're abroad, it's easy for you, like in the army, because I thought you should be checked, like drug test
Yeah,
in the army. So that's
it's a lot easier.
That's
to,
kind
yeah.
of surprised me.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked, you know. But yeah. But do you think the army helped them?
Yeah, the army does help as well. Yeah, it does help a
With
lot.
addiction?
Yeah, with people that have got a common addiction,
Yeah.
they do help. You know, but it's not nice to be involved with drugs and
it's not
being
nice.
yeah
It's
and being a hero as well. It's not.
It's not nice.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not nice. So, what age did you start taking drugs?
I started taking drugs at about the age of 28, 29.
How old are you now?
I'm 34 now.
34. So
Yeah.
you have not been in drugs.
I'm not been in drugs because from the age of 16 when I joined the army, I wasn't using. I didn't use at all in the army. It wasn't until I left then I started to use.
I don't personally know you, but I can imagine you're coming from a strict family.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Because I'm
my
from back
family very family orientated. You know,
Yeah.
and obviously you need to be home on time for dinner because everyone's going to eat together. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a cooked meal every day.
So you taking drugs, right? Do you take? You don't take heroin, no.
No, I don't take heroin. No,
just
just crack
crack.
cocaine. Yeah.
Just crack cocaine, right? Can you remember the first time that you took?
The first time I started using cocaine, I actually used to sniff it. I used to make lines and sniff.
Lines,
I had an addiction with that for about 10 years before I started to wash and started to use
So
crack cocaine.
when you was in the army, you were still sniff.
Yeah, but first it was sniff, you know, and then it wasn't until I left the army and I had an immune. My body started to become immune to sniffing it.
Immune to sniff.
Yeah.
But because I can imagine
Yeah.
if you're going abroad, you
Yeah.
get better quality.
That's it, you know.
So when you come to the UK,
it was
the
nothing.
quality is rubbish.
So my body was so used to sniffing at least half a ting a day.
Yeah. A day. Wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah. You know, my body was coming immune to it, and obviously I had a job. I was a qualified chef at the time, so I was making good money as well. I was at least clearing £100 a day.
Wow.
You know, so I was having good money to spend on it as well. But it wasn't until I started smoking it that was when my whole life started to deteriorate a bit more. You know.
Take us the first time that you had the pipe. Why did you change it? Did
Because
you know
I couldn't get a high from sniff anymore, you know.
Yeah.
So I wanted a different high.
Yeah. Did someone introduce you to it?
Yeah, someone introduced me to it. Yeah. I don't want to mention anyone's
No,
name.
you don't have to.
But
you don't have
the
to.
person that introduced me to it said to me that you're gonna change from sniffing to
Yeah.
smoking, and you're not gonna go back. And it was the truth, you know.
So you knew that.
I knew
you
that.
knew
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and he gave you the warning.
Yeah.
The warning sign.
Yeah.
But you still carry on with it.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I was in a bad position in my life, you know. I was at the lowest where I just didn't care anymore, and I just wanted to turn my life around. I didn't know how, and I just took the wrong turn. To
The
be
wrong
honest,
turn.
Yeah.
The wrong turn. The
Yeah.
wrong turn. You're
What?
still a young man.
What made you first start using in the first place, like sniffing?
yeah, I lost a woman in my life, you know. I lost my queen, innit, you know. After I lost my queen, that was it. No one else could replace her, you know. So I just needed something to take the pain away every day, you know.
I'm sorry to hear that. But can I ask, was your wife or your girlfriend?
Yeah, wife, yeah.
Wife, was she passed away?
No, obviously I started to use drugs, and
Jesus,
yeah,
she left you.
yeah, she's left me, you know.
You see. So basically, the drugs taking everyone that loves you away.
Yeah, drugs has actually took my whole family away from me, yeah, you know.
How's your family dealing with you taking drugs?
Yeah, my mom, she knows what's happened, and you know, because I told her the truth. But it's my dad that's not liking what's happening, you know.
Yeah.
It's my dad that's said that I'm a disgrace to the family, so he's disowned me, you know.
But do you understand where is it coming from?
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, you know.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Especially, personally, I'll never disown my son, regardless of what happened. But as a man, I understand.
Yeah.
Where is your dad coming from?
Yeah, of
you
course,
know?
yeah.
I'm African myself. You know, we're coming from a tough background.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to be tough. If you're not a doctor, you're not this, you're not that.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to. I understand where you're coming from. You know, so it's hard. But how you're planning to build a relationship with your family?
I'm just gonna try and move on with my life and try and make him a bit more prouder for me to be his son. You know, I want to put a smile on his face and turn my life around. And I know the only way I can do that is to stop using the drug. You know.
Yeah. You have to stop, because you're gonna die if you carry on. You know, after crack, you're going to heroin. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always another high.
There's always another hype,
Yeah.
you know. There's always another hype there, you know. But especially that must hurt your sister, your brothers, you know.
Yeah. You know, my baby sister, she obviously is too young to realise what's going on, but my younger brother knows, you know, and my second in line brother, he knows. So I just I want to turn my life around for them, because both of them don't touch drugs, you know.
They don't take drugs.
They don't take drugs, no.
Do you planning to quit? You have to be honest to yourself.
I want to, but I'm gonna need a lot of support to be able to just walk away from it, you know.
We can give you support, right? What we can do, we can refer you to a couple people that literally, like, is the mind, is the people that are called the mind, is another people that are called stepping stones.
Yeah.
Stepping stones, they deal with addiction, drinking, smoking, any type of addiction.
Yeah.
Right? So
because I've gone through quite a few addictions. I mean, I used to have a marijuana addiction when I was a teenager. Then I've done 2 AA Alcoholics Anonymous courses.
Yeah.
When I was attached to the military, I actually had an alcohol problem rather than a drug problem.
Yeah.
So I did 2 Alcoholics Anonymous courses.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think the courses have helped?
Yeah, they did help me, because I've not touched alcohol since, you know, but I've obviously turned to a different substance, which is not good.
Let's get back to,
you know?
You just mentioned smoking weed, right? Let's get back to the weed, right? How old did you start smoking weed?
I come from what can I say, like an island country that almost traditional to have weed in your you know. You know. Yeah, you know.
So it's not a problem.
No, you know. Yeah, because I'm come from a place where the temperature is always hot. So there's always a marijuana plant in your back garden growing, you know.
All right. So.
And because it's not corrupted with Class A drugs at the moment, where I'm actually from, weed is kind of like yeah, of course it does. Yeah, of course.
Do you really think that? Because I've got a lot of friends that smoke weed.
Yeah.
Right? But they've been smoking weed for 10 years. They never thought about sniff or taking crack.
And the day they do is a turning point for another drug, you know. So
the day that they will stop weed for another drug.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Never.
Most of it is coming from prison now. And is if you're on weed and you have a problem and you end up going to prison, you can't get weed in prison as easy as it used to be. So you end up turning to a different substance.
Wow. So how do you work?
No, at the moment I haven't been at work for 1 year now, and I've been
so how are you supporting yourself?
Not good at the moment, you know.
Not good at the moment. Yeah, we're not gonna go through details, but do you think you trying to get high, will put you in a position in the cell or being arrested?
Yeah, definitely. It always seems to lead to that.
Because when you're addicted to Class A, you have to do anything to.
That's it. To feed your habit. To feed your habit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, do you think it's mostly like you might end up in jail?
Yeah. 98.9% of the time, yeah, definitely you're going to end up in jail.
Yeah. Have you been in jail yet?
Yes, I've been in jail too many times here. You know,
How many times have you been in jail?
I've been in Enslaved 5 times. Forest Bank maybe 6. I've been to the farms twice. I've been in Liverpool twice. I've been locked up abroad twice. I've been deported from one side of the country to the next twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've been touring.
Yeah.
Wow. You've been touring. Wow.
Yeah, most people get deported out of the country. I seem to have a way of being
So-
deported in twice.
You just mentioned, you literally just mentioned you've been banged up abroad, right?
Yeah.
What happened?
I was in South Argentina and
South Argentina?
yeah, I was working for the British military there, and I was on a base, and I had an alcohol problem. I started a fight in a bar,
Yeah.
and we had like 2 trips of Marines there at the time, so they were like on our side, so they just annihilated the bar, took everyone out, and obviously I was the like main ringleader, so I actually went to jail for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long you was in jail then?
I did 12 months, and I was meant to do 6 months, but they don't knock off half time for good
don't knock
behaviour. So I did full 12 months, and then I got deported here in 2014.
Wow. So that's when you came back
Yeah, I came back. Yeah,
and you got into drugs.
yeah, I got back into drugs again. Yeah,
What's the worst thing you've ever done to get drugs?
probably robbery. Yeah, definitely. You know.
What's going through your mind when you have to do something like that?
You know, at the time, the only thing that's going through your mind is the drug, you know. So
Just
it
how
doesn't
much
matter.
you
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do. It's just as long as you get the drug, that's gonna make you happy, you know.
How do
Yeah.
you feel after? Do you feel anything else?
Yeah, I feel empty and shameless, and also feel like I have no dignity, you know, no pride, no morals.
There's no dignity.
Yeah, you know,
But
it's gone.
do you think, right? I got this question tonight. Do you think you're using drugs or the drugs are using you?
And now I'm at the stage where the drugs are using me, because I'm at the stage where crack cocaine, I no longer feel the full effect from it. I can easily spend £100 in 1 hour on crack.
1 hour.
Yeah, and feel nothing, you know.
So what you just said it. You don't feel nothing, right? But if you had £100 there, you still buy
Yeah,
it.
I'll still buy it. Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
It's a mental strategy thing that's
It's
going
just-
on.
it's just in your
Yeah,
brain.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah,
Wow. Even you know you're not gonna. It's not gonna do
Yeah.
nothing to you.
that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Have you asked any help? Like you been? Do you wanna change?
Yeah,
Do
I
you
think
literally change? Because
I
if
think
you don't wanna-
I'm not putting in the full 100%.
You're not putting 100%.
Yeah.
At least you're honest.
Yeah.
You're not putting 100%.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. But what will make you put 100%?
I think if I was to be like had like a goal at the end of the tunnel, you know. Yeah. You know, something to work hard for, something to keep my mind off and
Yeah.
taking the drug, you know.
So, where you seeing yourself in 5 years' time?
If I don't change my life, I'll say in a coffin, definitely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You're saying this. That just like in 5 years' time, I'm thinking about being some other place with my family,
Yeah.
my son.
Yeah.
But you clearly just said in 5 years,
If I don't
stop, you're
change,
gonna
yeah.
die.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
definitely.
right now, you're not willing to change. You're not put 100%.
Yeah, I need to put the 100% in to make a change. Otherwise, nothing's gonna change.
Do you think you need like family support?
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna need family support. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially like if your mom was around, you know.
Yeah.
And then at
My
the
mom's
same-
my queen, and I only want to
100%.
make her happy. You
Same
know?
same as well. But can you imagine how's your addiction? Can you imagine how your addiction affects people that you love?
Yeah.
Do you know how much this affect them? Like, do you think you're just you're selfish?
Yeah. My brother said that to me, that I'm selfish. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
definitely.
so
yeah.
selfish
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
like, I'm sure they
No.
don't sleep at night.
Yes,
You know,
after
especially your mom.
spending up to 60, 70 pounds a day on crack and thinking nothing of the day is selfish, you know, yeah.
You see that money you could have sent to your mom
Easily, yeah.
easily, and you know what? She don't even need your money. She just want you to be
Yeah,
clean.
that's it, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, she don't need your money. But wow, so you've been in jail more than 10 times.
Yeah, I have, yeah, I've been in jail a lot, yeah.
Wow.
I've got 4 months left on probation, and I want to.
Are you on probation?
Yeah, I'm on probation. I want to clear my probation this year and finish it. You know,
You have
because
not breached
I've been stuck on probation since 2015.
since 5 years now.
Yeah, I've been on probation.
Why? Are you keep breaching?
I keep breaching every time I'm nearly to the end of 1 year. I breach and get another full year. So
Wow.
I'm at the end now, where I want to stay out until Christmas, because I'll finish at Christmas.
Hopefully, man.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Finger.
Thank you for watching. We're now just going to talk a little bit about it. please don't forget to hit subscribe if you're enjoying it. Thank you. He was 16 when he moved to the UK.
Yeah.
It sounds like before that his life was pretty, I don't know, I want to say idyllic, but it obviously wasn't idyllic. It was difficult in its own way, but it sounds peaceful.
Yeah. It sounded like it was happy.
Yeah. Like he had a good family around him. Like life just, was peaceful. He was used to it. It was what he knew.
What do you think went wrong?
He moved to the UK. Actually,
You can't say
no, I don't think that.
You can't say you can't say that.
I don't necessarily even want to say joining the army was the problem. I think
it was part of it.
Not joining the army though.
Okay.
I think what he saw whilst in the army, or what he experienced.
Yeah.
And then the leaving the army.
Great. This is gonna be a good 20 minutes, huh? Let's start again. Not just the part of him getting to the army.
So I don't think it was necessarily joining the army. I think it was what he experienced in the army, or what he saw.
Yeah.
And then the leaving the army to try and go back to normal life. Or non-military life.
That's very hard.
It must be so difficult because you've got such a. If you put aside for the moment, like what he witnessed or saw in that, if you put that aside for the moment, leaving the routine and the structure, and like, I mean, I don't know much about the army. I don't know what support they offer you when you leave.
Your dad been to the army.
I know, but I don't know. He seemed to manage the transition from army to civilian life fine.
Do you think because?
But he wasn't. He flew planes in the army, so you're not necessarily seeing what the people on the ground are seeing, are you?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like when you leave the army, like if flying plane that's his passion. When you leave the army, it's to carry
and you've got that
it.
qualification, I
You've
guess,
got that
haven't you?
qualification as
If
well.
you're a pilot, whereas if you're a soldier,
you're not gonna go.
It's not a qualification that's relevant to to civilian life, is it? Like you can't go be employed somewhere else as a soldier.
You can do security.
I guess, but you still need to get an additional qualification, don't you?
Yeah.
Though I guess I think you do for flying, because don't you have to go and get a commercial pilot's license rather than
Well, you should ask your dad.
He's gonna wonder what I'm asking him for. But going from that routine and structure, and like when you're in, I assume the army is the same as like the RAF and that. Like they sort all your housing, everything. Like you live in your own little communities, don't you? Like going from that,
and you have to start everything over.
There were no. He said that he had the. Did he have a chef's qualification or something?
Qualification. Yeah.
But still, it's not the easiest to find a job, is it?
But the good thing about the army, you got the option. You got a lot of option, like to get qualification. You get that option. So when you leave the army, but then it's your choice.
What if you leave?
Yeah.
Not always though, is it?
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's your choice. What do you want to do?
What you want to do when you leave?
Yeah, but you have to think like you don't want to stay in the army forever. So you need to have something to bounce back.
But some people stay in it till they're quite old, don't they?
Yeah.
I guess it depends how high up you are in that, doesn't it? But it's still like it must be difficult.
It is.
And then factor in like what he's witnessed, what he sees, like PTSD from that.
Yeah, post-traumatic stress.
Yeah, because no, like I can't relate to that.
No, you can't.
And you can't explain it to people, can you?
You can't. Like he told me he's seen one of his friends getting killed.
Like I can't even imagine.
I know a lot of people seen their friends. Some people, even in London, seeing your friend get killed and that. But you know, the battlefield is different. You know, it's totally different.
Because I guess it's the emotions as well, and like the constant stress you're under. Like you can't go home and have it as your safe place, can you? Like you're always there, out there, whilst you're on duty. Like, you've surely got to always be on edge, almost, like, always be alert, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. But he's been...
Sorry.
No, go on.
No,
No.
but he's been...
No.
He told us that he didn't start using drugs until he left the army.
Yeah.
But it actually transpired...
He contradicted himself.
Yeah. That he had been taking cocaine whilst in the army.
Yeah.
And it's so funny how a lot of people don't view that as a major drug problem. Like, even him, he didn't, like... He was like, I didn't really start using until I left the army. And then it turned out he had been sniffing cocaine for 10 years.
For 10 years.
But do you think that's quite common, like, drug use in the army?
I think it's common, but you need to understand. Like, I don't promote drugs, but you need to understand these people going there to fight. You know, they don't want to think of, they want to block. When you're on the battlefield, you want to block everything. You don't want to think you're going to fight. You know, so if the coke gonna numb everything out, we can't really judge them. You know.
No.
If that's the only way for them to cope, because we can't put ourselves in that.
No, and a lot of people wouldn't want to put themselves in that situation. Like, a lot of people don't want to fight for their country.
No.
And you've got to applaud him for that. Like, he didn't even grow up in Britain, and he's gone to fight for us.
Commonwealth country.
Yeah. What's that mean?
What's that mean? I'll give you a private lesson after. Not like that.
Oh, I'll take all the private lessons.
Yeah, go on.
So he moved on to crack cocaine after he almost became, well, he said himself immune to the effects of sniffing coke.
Yeah.
And that's what made him move on to the crack, to smoking.
I understand. When you're abroad, the coke that you're getting from abroad is pure than the coke that you get from the UK. So if you've been taking coke when you're abroad, when you come to the UK, the same coke that you're taking is not really going to affect you. It's not going to affect...
Different quality.
Yeah, different quality. So it was not doing nothing for him. He should have just stopped.
I bet he wish he had right now. I bet he wish he had. Because it's a whole different ball game now for him, isn't it?
Yeah. But I think because he went through a breakup with his girlfriend or wife.
He said he lost her, didn't he?
He lost
I
her.
don't quite know.
Well, she didn't. She didn't pass away. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lost his queen.
He lost his queen, so that turned him into crack. Certain people don't know how to deal with breakups.
Breakups can be the hardest thing. I think if people haven't experienced, like, other losses before, like if they haven't lost a family member or if life's always been, like, okay, I think a breakup can hit you really hard. You're losing that person you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with.
Yep. But you have to move on.
But not everyone's as strong as that.
I understand. Then I think you become selfish. Then, if the only thing is about you, you become selfish.
Well, I don't agree with that.
Elaborate.
Well, because that's like saying people with depression or that are selfish. They're not. It's a mental illness.
No, that's different.
But it's not. Like, if you're taking a breakup really bad,
Yeah.
you can slip into depression or anxiety.
Yeah, but if you don't want to move on, right? If you don't want to move on with your life, you want to keep around the circle, it's not going to change any situation.
I think it's easier said than done to move out of that circle.
I totally agree with you, but the bottom line, you have to move on. So you're not gonna be living your life in the same bubble. Pop the bubble. No, but it's just like it's a circle, isn't it? I think this is a circle. Like, you have to move on.
But what if you really, really loved him? How do you move on?
Don't move on, then be miserable.
Okay.
Two options: move on, be happy, or
Crack.
no, crack's not a solution.
I was joking.
But that's how other people cope. People cope different.
People have different coping mechanisms.
Yep. Some people drink.
Self-harm.
Yeah. But there's some
Obsessively exercise some people, or they'll control what they eat, won't they? Like, I guess, like an eating disorder. I think it's having some control over one aspect of your life, isn't it? When you can't control the other.
When you start taking crack, you lose control.
But they don't see it like that at the beginning.
At the beginning, no. He said it himself. The drug controls him.
Yeah, because it was after that he willingly admits his whole life started to deteriorate.
Yeah.
But he must have been in jail whilst he was in the army.
Yep. Banged up abroad.
Banged up abroad.
That's tough.
I can't even imagine.
He was in prison in Argentina.
I've seen the programmes, it doesn't look...
Nah.
But that's what I'm saying, like, he almost explains it as in, like, he was in the army, everything was great, and then he left the army in his life.
Because if you watch the interview, right?
I have watched it.
Yeah, but if you watch it properly, he says it himself. He had the drinking problem as well. Then he done the course in the army.
Mm.
Yeah. He's done the course in the army. That's why he went to prison in Argentina. He got into a fight because he was drunk. So he's been battling with addiction.
In one way or another.
Yeah. But the army was there to help him. I think the army helped him.
But did he leave the army, or did he get made to leave the army?
I think he's, what do you call it?
Honourably discharged.
Yeah.
So not his choice.
No.
And that must be hard as well, because almost something that you've seen as your life, and probably like your family and your support system, has almost been like, we don't want you no more. You can go. But
he had a job after that. You know, he carried on with his life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the breakup
that you think really tipped him.
Yeah. He left the army, was still...
But if you think about it, like, his family and that are so far away, all his family, like, his partner was probably his only person, only support system. Like, he must have felt so alone. Do you not think?
Probably did, but crack's not the solution.
Oh, no, yeah, I know that.
But I understand why.
I understand if you've been sniffing for 10 years, going to smoking it doesn't necessarily seem like a massive step, especially if you don't know much about it.
No, but the person that gave it to him told him, you would never sniff again.
And he still went ahead and did it.
Yeah.
But I think almost like, you don't believe it, do you, in a way?
What do you mean?
Well, as in, like, I don't know. Like, you probably think that you're stronger than them or whatever. Like, that person's telling you that, and you're probably like, yeah, right, like, I can take it or leave. Like, do you get what I mean? I don't know how to word what I'm trying to say properly. Like, you almost think that won't be you.
Yeah. Because some people think that they can just snap out. They can just stop any time. The more you're using it, the more it's hard for you to stop.
And he says himself now, like, the drugs are using him.
He depends on the drug.
Mm-hmm. He needs it. And when his whole life started going downhill, his family found out, didn't they? I don't know if he told them, or I assume he told them, because I don't really see how
Yeah.
else they could find out.
And his dad
His
disowned
dad
him.
disowned him.
I don't. That's a hard. That's a hard one.
I personally think in his situation, his dad shouldn't have done that.
No.
Like, I almost get it. Like, if your family's here and around you, and what you're doing is actively more than disrupting their life. Like, if you're stealing from them, or you're putting your siblings in danger, or you're putting the house as a target, or stuff like that, or you're fighting with your family and it gets physical, then I can almost understand that your parents have almost got to be like, choose between you and your other siblings. But in his situation, his family's so far away. Like, what he was doing, I'm not saying it wasn't affecting them, his drug use, but it can't have been directly affecting them, like, to that effect. Like, he can't have been stealing from them, or fighting with them, or getting them in danger.
Yeah.
So then I don't get why his dad just couldn't support him.
I think it's this person. For him, I think it's all dependent about his culture background, where he's coming from.
Because it's quite a big cultural difference.
Culture different. There's cultures like, by the stuff that you're doing, even you're not around your family,
You're bringing shame.
you're bringing shame to the family. You know, only thing it take, like, one of your mom's friend or your auntie seeing you, and you know how this auntie spread rumors. You know, they can chat. The auntie, they can chat. So, and that's bringing shame to the family. And that's like culture, like, and not that one to hear, like, my son's
Drug addict.
is a drug addict. But I don't agree with that, because you should be there for your son regardless what other people think.
I guess it's difficult, isn't it? Because when they're little, you've got so many hopes and dreams for them.
But what, do you give up on them?
Never. I don't think. No, I'm not agreeing.
Personally, I
But
can't.
no,
So, but I do understand why they've done
it's
that.
difficult, isn't it? But then that must have just further made him feel like he was all on his own.
Yep.
No one to turn to.
He knows, like, in 5 years, he was like, if he doesn't change, he'll be dead.
So what do you think he could do, like, moving forward from here? What do you think would be positive steps for him to take?
Change your circle first. Change your circle, because
But it's difficult, isn't it? Because
that's the first step.
I know, and I get that, and I get how that would help him.
Mm.
But would another circle of people want to invite a drug addict in?
Yeah.
I get why that's so important for him, to not be surrounded by other people with addictions. And I get why that would be so important in his recovery.
Yeah.
But it's difficult, isn't it?
It's difficult. Who's gonna invite
Who's
him?
gonna-
Who's
yeah.
gonna That's when the family member come. That's what you got family for.
But he hasn't really got that.
No.
You almost feel like maybe going back home would help him.
But with
But
that
he doesn't seem to want
But
to.
with that addiction, his dad don't want him. His mum,
His mum can't take him if his dad doesn't want. No.
and that will cause problem between in the family.
Because he does want to change.
He does. Everyone wants to change.
True.
It's all about your action.
Apart from Amanda.
Yeah, it's all about your action. You can talk as much you want. If
What
you're
you
not willing-
do, not what you say you're going to do.
If you're not willing to start act on it, don't mean nothing. You covered them all. Alright then, so that's it done.
Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.